screaming at the same time, man.
I mean,
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Losers Lounge. Presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use code DNVR365 when you sign up. Choose your offer and find out why. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. How are we doing our bets tonight, at least, Dev?
We didn't do great.
We did?
We did not do great.
Really? We had a couple of them.
We had a couple of them, but we do better every other night. We do better.
This one's not on you. This one was a tough one to bet, man. This was a really tough one to bet. Nuggets fall to the lowly Pelicans. Pelicans missing a lot of players. Nuggets missing one. But Nuggets somehow missing more than the Pelicans tonight as they fall 101-94. We're also in the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Brendan Vogt's with me.
hey guys, how we doing? It is loud in here, huh?
It really is. We had the, I don't know if you guys knew this,
better.
Mike Tyson. Do you guys remember him from the 90s?
No.
Well, he's a boxer back in the day. He has a fight tonight.
Damn, he has a fight against who? Kid, what was it? Kid Joe?
Kid Glass Joe? Is that what you're thinking?
Glass Joe. Kid Dynamite.
Oh, there you go.
Or no, that was his name. Whatever.
The man over here with the jokes is D-Line Co.
Were those even jokes?
I think they were really more
land them.
deep cut references.
Yeah, guys, that was great. I feel like we learned a lot about the team tonight.
I mean, you're right. We didn't learn anything, but we're going to have takeaways nonetheless. And then over there, Superstar Dev.
I can't believe we had to endure this.
I can't believe we did either.
We'll talk about sickos. If you went through that and then you came here, you're one of the real ones.
You really are, man, because this is one where the Nuggets were off for 5 days. You guys know how long? I enjoyed the first 3 days of this little Nuggets break. I really enjoyed it. Catch your breath. Yesterday, Thursday, I was kind of like, I could use the Nuggets. I could use the Nuggets game tonight. And then the news comes out, Yoke's not playing, and you're like, are you kidding me?
No, I announced to anyone that would listen that I was starting to feel the initial twinges of the seasonal affected depression, but it's possible that I just didn't have the Nuggets. You know what I mean? I think I was just going through withdrawal.
Yeah.
So we can't call it just yet. Trust me, though, that check's in the mail.
Nuggets fall, man. We do have some takeaways, though. This game actually does have some things that I think we should discuss. Like, it's actually not a nothing burger. I don't think there's big takes, but we have to get to them. I'll do a fast breakdown, and trust me, guys, my fast breakdown is as quick as this game warrants.
Ooh.
Dario playing well early. You guys remember how well he started this game?
Bro, I'm telling you.
Really good, man. He was getting some nice passes. He made quick reads. He actually finished inside. Offense started to look horrible, though, about halfway through, both ways. Both of these teams were terrible tonight.
Yeah.
This was not a matter, like, Denver had to rise to the tiniest occasion, couldn't do it tonight. Zeke checked in. This is really the story of the game. I mean, there's a lot of takeaways. Zeke checked in. They got outscored by 15 points, they being the Nuggets, in 6 Zeke Najee minutes. I didn't even think it was necessarily like anything specific to him, but the team really can't figure out how to play when he's out on the court.
He didn't help.
He definitely did not help. And then Brandon Ingram got it going in that first quarter. Late in the first quarter, he started to find a little bit of a groove. That continued for the remainder of the game. 32-22 Pelicans. Second quarter, starters come back in, tie it up. Saric playing well again. 2 good Saric stints? What do you know? But then the Pels went on. The Nuggets kept catching up. Pels going to run, catch up. They just couldn't get over that hump, man. There was like a little hump. You just feel like get over it. Couldn't do it. Michael Porter Jr., though, in that second quarter, absolutely on fire.
Porter quarter!
Well, I don't know if I'd call it a Porter quarter,
Whatever.
but close enough.
Let us have fun.
Third quarter, Nuggets rallied back. Pels pulled away. We got Vlatko Chanchar minutes. Quarter ended 78-72, and you just felt like, man, this game is winnable. Nuggets have played terrible, but it's within reach. All you need is for some key guys to step up. But in the fourth quarter, it did not happen. There were so many times we felt like, here it is. Here's the run. Make a play. And it just never happened. Nobody made plays throughout it. The Nuggets fall 101-94. I told you it wasn't a very meaty breakdown, but the game didn't really deserve it. Let's get to Red Hawk Roofing. Big takeaways. Dev, start us off.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway is that was embarrassing. Truly was embarrassing. I don't want to hear any excuse about not having Jokic. No, I'm not going there. That was Brandon Ingram and a bunch of G League players.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
There was 2 max contract players out there on the Nuggets team. You cannot use the excuse of not having Nikola Jokic. You should have had enough to be able to beat a Pelicans team like that. There was no effort. There was no energy. There was just a lackadaisical squad that just truly looked like they didn't care. And they got beat. So, like, that is one that they're going to have to, like, hold. It was a week off, and you came back with that. Like, that's embarrassing.
It kind of was, man. I think it's a good takeaway. Like, this game, I'm not going to let myself get too upset about it.
No.
Because there was no yoke. But it was also one where you were like, our expectations were low, and they were not fulfilled.
Yeah, and you somehow went well below them. All right, guys, I'll tell you my big Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway. I think I don't care about anything that happened that game.
Really?
I think that was the most meaningless game of my life. It was disappointing. It wasn't fun to watch. And I don't think I'm going to take a single thing from it other than I know that the Nuggets need Nikola Jokic. That's the takeaway, whatever. I just, I think a team like this would have to like really reform how they play. Like they just don't know. It's like they don't have a rudder. And they're like, I think we're supposed to ISO here. Like they just don't know what to do. They were bad. You're not wrong about that, Dev. Michael Porter Jr. was good to great. Jamal Murray was bad to worse. Dario Saric was like,
I thought he was good.
Good, like he was
relative.
Good. Yeah, he was
Dario.
relative basic, but like there was just a lot. I mean, there was some stuff you're like, okay, but they just didn't know what they were doing.
But D-Line, I'm going to push back on you a little bit because I agree with you that the actual Nuggets need Jokic and to take him out, it's weird. But still, like, there's a level of... They scored 94 points tonight against a horrible defense.
I mean, this is what we were talking about the other day when we were... What was the squad we were discussing? We were like, man, if they lose so-and-so, they're in big trouble. And then we said, like, man, well, I mean, what about the Nuggets? Like, if the Nuggets, like, actually had Jokic not available, that's what the Nuggets are. That's just who they are. And then by the end, they could look like the Pelicans. Like, they kind of knew what they were doing. It's just whatever. I don't know.
I mean, that's the thing about this game, the Pelicans were not impressive tonight at all.
No.
That was a very unimpressive game from a team that won the game. And yet, they won it somewhat comfortably. You guys have... All right, there's a couple big takeaways on the board. Usually, I'm worried because I have to, like, make up a crazy one. There's some good ones on the board.
Just didn't think Jamal Murray was good enough tonight.
That's the softest intro. Yeah, that was nice. Ease it in. All right.
Didn't think Jamal Murray was good enough tonight. And
16 points.
Look, man, a lot of the starters were. Saric was ready to play. Peyton was ready to play. Mike was ready to play. Jamal did score 16 points. He got my 8 assists, which I wish for.
Oh, he got 16?
With no turnovers.
I thought he did 17.
Yes, let's do it, right? To be fair, he was getting trapped a lot. To be fair, I think we've done the Bucks. I think we've done the to be fairs. And to me, this is not just about tonight, and so that's kind of why I'm willing to do it more. Like, Murray just has to be better. Whether Jokic is on the floor or not, Murray's supposed to be the second best player. He's making a lot of money. He has to be better. The Jokic merchant conversation, I'm not interested in. Not because it's without merit, but because it's not new, man. It was true when they won the title. If Jokic is on the floor, they have a chance. If he's not, they don't. So it's not that saying that is false. It's just we knew that. We knew that coming into the night. We knew that after the result. We knew that before the result. We're always going to know that about this team, right? With or without Jokic, I think it's time to just say, like, Murray has to be better. I don't want to overstate this. The team's on a nice winning streak. They blew it tonight without Jokic and Malone. But I think it's fair to just go, at what point are the expectations a little higher for 27? He does make a lot of money. He is supposed to be the second best player. I didn't think 6 of 16 was good enough. It's not the only factor. Basketball analysis never works that way. There are other things to talk about. But you asked me what my big takeaway is. Where do I start? I start by wishing Jamal was a little better than 6 for 16 tonight. I do.
We talk about the season. I really talk about the season in chapters. I think we're on chapter 3.
I don't know, dude.
I think we're on chapter 3.
This is the start of chapter 3.
This was the start of chapter 3, and I really hope that tonight, I mean, in the pregame show, we talked about this was an opportunity for Jamal. Because there's no yoke, it's a bad team. This is a chance to step into a leadership role and really show. And look, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. To your point, they were trapping him all over the court. But he still had opportunities, man. He still had moments to make plays. And it just didn't come tonight. And he had the injury. There's some reason to, I mean, it's not like over. But this was a moment. This was an opportunity. You only get so many pitches, you know? Like, Jamal in his spot, there's only so many pitches where it's like, all right, right down the middle. Here you go. Take this one. And it just was a strikeout tonight. It really was. So I think that's a really good... I think if I had if you didn't take that one, that would have definitely, absolutely been mine. My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway, though, batting cleanup here. Peyton Watson, 29 minutes tonight is weird. Jamal Murray, 43. Michael Porter, 39. Christian Brown, 37. Dario Saric, 34. Was I off tonight? I thought Peyton Watson was good. I thought Peyton Watson did some good stuff. He did not play very many minutes relative to the rest of the starters. And there was like moments where he was out of the game for a long time. And I just remember thinking this game was all about Peyton Watson, Jamal Murray. Like, there were guys you can go down the list and say, this is about those guys getting opportunity. And it was really strange to me that he was out, because Peyton is one of the guys that I feel like is ascending right now. He plays incredible defense. He makes plays. He makes stuff happen. He had 18 points tonight. By the way, more than Jamal Murray. 6 of 12 shooting. More efficient than even Jamal. And I just was weirded out that Malone's not there, Adelman's in, and he somehow plays under 30 minutes.
Fire Adelman. Let him go.
I mean, again, I don't know if he forgot about him or what, but I just felt like the team was... Brandon Ingram was going off. Felt like he could have used that defense there.
It didn't make sense. It truly didn't. Because, I mean, even if you look at what you wanted from, Peyton Watson in this game, you get to put him as a primary defender on Brandon Ingram. So, you need to see what that looks like on those type of defender that's just going to try to attack you the entire time. That's going to be aggressive. But also, Peyton Watson wasn't lacking energy. Peyton Watson wasn't lacking, needing to move without the ball or try to find things to, make himself productive in the game. I feel like when he was out there, good things were happening because he was trying to make them happen. He's scoring on offense. He's trying to make a play on defense. He's playing the passing lanes, taking things away, giving an extra option on the fast break. That was a little bit wild that he was the one that didn't play as many minutes.
Not even close. It wasn't like a little bit. He played 10 fewer minutes than everybody.
With that ascension. He's been playing well, and you want a guy to, see that type of game and say, okay, I'm going to just continue to play well. That was a momentum builder for a player like Peyton Watson. And then you look at it and you say, why am I not playing? Why did I not give my team an opportunity to win that game? I feel like with those 10 minutes, things would have went, good, because that's what we've seen today. So that was a little bit shocking.
Yeah, it just seemed like we'd have to look again, but it seems like that position was the one that Adelman was tinkering with a little bit. Julian Strawther slides in, Russell Westbrook slides in.
I'm not convinced off of that. They needed defense on Brandon Ingram tonight. I know it's not your job. You're just giving a theory. But.
No, but I'm just saying, it sounded like the thing that Adelman was most focused on was playing players that had not gotten many opportunities, as he stated before. So maybe he felt like Julian needed more time. Maybe he felt like whatever. I don't know. It is bizarre. But I don't know. What do you do with a game like this? I think we were cursed. The fact that Michael Malone was not here, the basketball gods would never allow a monumental milestone to be hit by Michael Malone being absent.
Yeah.
You can't. The basketball gods can't allow. Of course, they're going to lose tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm on Malone's side on this. As a parent,
no, totally.
I'm
not mad at him.
You're not criticizing. You're just saying.
I'm just saying, that.
There's a price to pay for that.
I did not bet on this game for that reason. I had a parlay where I put all of the favorites against a bunch of lesser squads, and I just had no business with this game.
It's a weird one. We got to break down the Jamal stuff more. But the Peyton one, I just want to put a pin in that. I just want to put a pin in it because the Peyton one.
You're talking about
weird.
The Peyton Watsons of the world.
This was the Peyton Watsons of the world. This is one where I just felt like I'm excited. P. Watt's going to get a bunch of minutes tonight. I thought he did a very good job. It wasn't like he was awesome tonight, but he certainly was not bad.
No.
He was one of the better Nuggets tonight at executing his job.
He was maybe the second best Nuggets.
Might have been tonight. And it just was weird to be like, why is he out the game again? Why are we pulling him?
Yeah, I don't think he was being penalized so much as it was...
forgotten or something almost.
Yeah, it was just sort of let's whatever.
That's what I think too, but I don't know. On the other side, though, we're going to get back into Jamal. We're going to talk about Zeke Naji. I've been advocating for him to get minutes because we got to see what he is. Have we seen? Have we seen what it is?
We got to see exactly what it was.
We'll talk about that on the other side.
All right. I recently used my code to get Bird Call, and it was awesome. I got Bird Call. It was delicious, and it was cheaper than it usually was. You should do that, too. Bird Call's a great takeout option. We're on show 4, for fuck's sake.
Red Hawk Roofing is the official...
Red Hawk Roofing is the official... They're the best Denver... They're the best roofers in Denver, and they're also part of the DNVR team. We love Red Hawk Roofing because They're all about not ripping you off, which is surprisingly rare in this industry. Quality materials, decades of experience, quick response time. Colorado's best estimators and contractors, huge DNVR supporters. Free, no obligation roof and property inspections. Free in-depth photo reports for all inspections. That stuff matters because sometimes you just can't see the damage from the ground. You want to send someone up there. You don't want to commit to paying a ton of money just to send one up there, especially if they're going to rip you off. Red Hawk Roofing is far more concerned about their the word of mouth reputation of you feeling like you could trust them, that they delivered, and you can tell your neighbor the same thing. Supporting your local teams also means supporting local businesses like Red Hawk Roofing. If you are looking for a new roof or home over your home or business, be sure to check out Red Hawk Roofing at redhawkroofing.com or call 720-771-8921 and tell them that DNVR is the one that sent you. Let's talk about goals for a minute. How are you tracking the ones you set for your business earlier this year? Are you close? Or I did it again, didn't I? I absolutely did it again. We should be talking about UC Health, Men's Health. Hey, fellas, are you guys good at telling your friends and your peers and your family members how you're doing health-wise? Are you good about asking questions? I'm not. I don't talk much. I don't go to the doctor much. Turns out that I should. Data shows that men are more reluctant to seek health care, which causes worse outcomes. UC Health wants to change that. They're trying to make it as easy as possible to get it done with online scheduling and other convenience features available in the UC Health app. So download that to get started. Let's talk about your tomorrow. Join the men's health conversation at uchealth.org/men's health.
We back?
Oh, we don't have
Are we back? We're good? All right. Let's get with some positive stuff, guys. Let's shake off the negative because we're gonna have to circle back to some negative.
Why are you guys lingering in this dirty diaper of ours?
We're gonna get out of it. We're gonna hop back into here in a little bit. But first, some good stuff. Michael Porter Jr., 24 points tonight, was a +1, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 10 of 18, including 4 of 7 shooting. Had a great first half. This is what happens with Mike a lot. He gets a great first half, and then the ball didn't necessarily find him, what have you. But, at least in the first half, I was very encouraged by Mike and some of the buckets he was able to get.
Couldn't agree more, man. I thought Mike was very, very good tonight. Straight up. I mean, look, Mike in the non-Jokic minutes has been a big talking point for most of his career. And it's just that how does he get his own shot? Does he look comfortable out there? Mike had 24 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He was 55% from the floor, 57% from 3. I wish he had gotten shots in the second half, and part of that is on him as always. But man, Mike was very, very good. I thought this was a winning effort from Porter tonight without Jokic on the floor. I thought he looked good. I mean, I think the conversation is always about more than they didn't look for him. What did he do to get himself open is always a fair question. Did he want the ball? Did he shrink? Always a fair question. Mike was Denver's leading scorer tonight. He's the second leading scorer in the game.
Only 20-point scorer.
Wasn't that close. 3 assists as well. I thought he played fairly well. Could have been much better defensively. Much, much better defensively. But frankly, I thought that was a winning effort from 2 or 3 of the starters, and we'd probably feel different about their performances, Mike included, if other guys, I think, picked up some slack.
You know what I think about Mike, Dev?
What?
The first quarter of this game, it was like if Mike had his own team, what it would look like, because he was looking for shots and taking tough ones. But you know what? He's kind of good at it, man. He's good at tough shots.
Yeah, but also I think that's what bothers me, and I think that's why we get to saying he's not a part of the offense in the second half. That's also a personal thing for him. Why are you not taking shots in the second half? It's not like they're just completely shutting him out of the game. He's not having the same type of aggression. This was a game that he truly should have got about 30 shots up. He could have got up 15 3-pointers in the game. They were sending double teams at, Jamal, just to get the ball out of his hands. Take the shots every single time. You clearly have a mismatch. You clearly had it going tonight. This would have been a game he could have went for 50. You have no Jokic, so there's no excuse for you not to say, okay, I have the ultimate green light. This is on me. He was incredible. I think he was really good in this game, but I really wish that he would have been no, I'm going to take over in this game where I'm going to score 50 points or at least go for as many, shots as possible in this type of a game. He's not in this, position every single night because they have a Jokic. When you don't have it, take advantage of it. So I really wanted more of that from Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah. I mean, he had a good night for sure. No question. It was just, it's that thing they just can't do it. They don't know what to do, man. Like they don't.
Without Jokic,
they just don't know what to do. They are so rudderless. But you love Mike when Mike's hitting shots. He's so. There's so many Nuggets like this that you're like why? We know who you are. Like, give it to us all the time. Take it to that next level. You know, if we're handing out criticism, like I don't have any to give to Mike tonight. Like, but the whole team. It was just like I'm just having the hardest time, like
assessing the game,
ascribing any real value to anything here, because I know that the second Jokic comes back next game, we're going to be like, oh, hell yeah.
It. So that's what when I was saying about the Jokic merchant stuff, it's not that it's not a fair point. It's not that it's not true, but it's not new.
But what about this, though, man?
It's just not new.
It's not. 100%.
That's what I'm saying.
But at the same time, you worry about the non-Jokic minutes, right? Which are 15 minutes a game. But even the starters can't do the non-Jokic minutes. That's the part that's weird to me. You know what I mean? Isn't that a little weird? That you're like hoping that Dario and Strawther and everybody else can do it, but Jamal and Mike and everybody else can't do it. So like, that's just a little bit how I feel. But we're on silver linings here. Dario Saric tonight I actually thought was really good. I'm kind of surprised his points were lower, all the way down at 9. He was 4 of 9 shooting, so 9 points on 9 shots. But he had 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. Here's the thing. If you broke up the games Dario Saric has played, I think it's 5 now. 4 games were one way, 1 game was the other. And Dev, I look at how he played tonight, and I'm like, he made really quick reads. He was a great connector, and he did some stuff that I thought was very positive. He still looked slow out there, but tonight was a slow game. I thought he looked like what I expected him to look like tonight, and now it has me wondering, like, does he have value? Is it just that he and Russ don't fit? Because he looked good to start the game. He actually looked good a couple stints.
Yeah, this was clearly like the silver lining of the game. Was Dario just trying to find something there? Because when we look at Jokic playing too many minutes, there has to be a backup option. They thought Dario would be the backup option. And if you look at him with the starters, if you look at him in a slow-paced, type of game, that was for him. He didn't stand out in the wrong ways. He didn't look too slow to be out there. He was a connector. Early in this game, he made it a point to be a facilitator, to make sure that everyone was getting shots and the offense was operating. And that's where he's excelling. That's where he looks like he's at his best. I do wish he looked at the rim a bit more for shots, but I think that was his point, is I'm going to just try to blend in. I'm not going to just try to take every single shot. I'm not going to just try to create mismatch, because it hasn't been going my way. But they made it a point to say, hey, we're going to give him another chance, because he was just not playing at all. And then he plays 33 minutes, in his first start of the year. I mean, that was something that they wanted to see. They wanted to give him a long pull and see, what they got from that. And I think the one that you hit on is him without Russ, him without pace.
Yep.
They found some success there. So it's okay, maybe we have to adjust what it looks like when he's out there if we're going to buy those type of minutes, which I think could work for him.
But that's the problem, is that they have to keep that pace up when Jokic is not on the court, and when he is. He's not worth changing your offense for. That's the problem, is that
I agree with this.
What's been working and moving and changed the Nuggets' fate over the last 5 games, whatever, when chapter 2.5, what chapter were we in?
We're on 3 now.
Okay, but then when the Nuggets started winning,
2.
chapter
That
2.
was
Okay.
chapter 2.
Okay, so all of chapter 2, the Nuggets found a way to make it happen, and it was in direct opposition to the way Dario Saric plays.
But hold on a second, though. The numbers don't say that. Where has the pace worked?
Well, Jokic is largely part of it, though. I know.
With Jokic. That pace stuff hasn't worked with not Jokic.
Very true, but you simply cannot run pace with him, period.
I know, but I'm saying the pace hasn't proven to work when Jokic's not on the court. Pace works with Jokic.
I see what you mean.
Guess what else works with Jokic? Half court works with Jokic. That's my point, is I do agree. I'm playing at devil's advocate.
I understand.
But, yeah.
But it's just, it's perhaps less tragic. It was deeply tragic. Tonight was tragic. But I got to say,
Dario was a plus 12 tonight.
I got to say, Dario looked very competent tonight, where he has not looked competent before. And you would say, okay, cool, that's Jokic light. And you could actually see
that. Tonight I could see it. You could see it.
Absolutely. Tonight, the way he played was Jokic light. He was a facilitator. He was moving the ball. He was pass first and a lot of options. He was knocking down the 3. But it's we can't rebuild the starters with the young players. Like he's just in a bad spot.
We're doing silver linings here. We talked about Michael Porter. We talked about Dario Saric. Those guys were good. Peyton Watson, we've talked about a little bit, but 18 points, 5 rebounds, man. I'll say this. The guy is a legitimate defender. He's everywhere defensively. He makes so many big defensive plays. And offensively, he's competent, man. 18 points. And it wasn't like they were running stuff from him. Now, he didn't shoot the ball well from 3, 1 of 5, and he had really A+ looks. But I still look at him and I go, his offense can be natural. Slash Brothers, he gets points off of slashes, and defensively, he's a monster. What happened?
Mike Tyson is walking around in a jockstrap with no back, and he just turned around and his bare buttocks was just available for all of America to see. I mean, I have no idea. We're talking about Dario Saric.
Well, yeah. I mean, what was encouraging about Peyton's efficient 18 tonight was that he didn't go 4-4 to do it. I mean, we love seeing him doing that, but that's not his game, and there's a little shot luck involved as well. Tonight, he just looked pretty good taking the ball to the rim. Also led the Nuggets with free throw attempts by a lot, and Sig shot 5 of 6 at the free throw line. So I really, really like the way Peyton got himself to the rim tonight. Looked effective there. You know, athletically, there is a lot to Peyton. As much as he's always falling over, he takes big cat strides, like truly.
Yeah.
Like he's a hard guy to keep up with. The Euro steps a lot. The extendo arms can be hard to deal with.
He didn't quite know how to leverage it. Yeah, but you were saying it almost looks Jokic or Giannis-like and how long he is and twisty.
And to be fair, Giannis light like times 1,000, but there's the length of the strides, the length of the arms. So as he gets a little more comfortable returning from the injury, it's been nice to see him look more effective getting to the rim because he's so athletic that he should be able to do that when he's got room to run. And I think tonight, I mean, it really helped Denver stay in that game for a long time, his willingness to go and get to the hard way.
Yeah, I just hate how we're thinking about these players tonight, like how Peyton Watson, like everything was just working so beautifully one game ago, and now it feels like this team is defective.
The Pelicans are really bad, though, man.
I know. Like, we just took the engine out of our car, and we're going to lose the race.
Yeah, but we lost to, like, a shopping cart.
No, it was bad, dude. It was really bad. But.
Yeah. But you know what? We talked about Peyton. We talked about Mike. We talked about Dario. These are silver linings. We haven't got to the biggest one. It's time for the Live Extraordinary Player of the Game presented by UC Health. Who is it, Gail?
I thought we did talk about it.
Jalen Pickett,
Yes,
guys.
sir.
23 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists for the Grand
hate you
Rapids
guys.
No, this is 100% only Adam.
105-99 win over the Wisconsin Herd tonight.
I made it
a near triple-double from I'm not giving the player the game award. They lost to the Pelicans. This is horrible.
You know what? He did this in the G League, and they couldn't do this against G League players. So
Hey, man,
I appreciate this.
The Nuggets and the Gold both faced the G League
They
team tonight.
both
One
played
guy
G
put up a near
Leaguers and
triple-double.
One guy was successful.
One guy was successful. Let's take a break on the other side. We got to circle back to Jamal. I also want to talk about Julian Strawther a little bit. We'll do that on the other side.
This would have been Mike's first of the season. Was obviously him. Very glad we did Jalen Pickett tonight instead. Thanks, guys.
Sorry, man.
Here's a little more about Westera credit. Mike, the best nugget tonight. I'm fending off Mike trade proposals by the end of the game. Unbelievable. All right, here we go. About Westera Credit Union. They were founded in 1934 right here in Colorado with 9 locations in Denver. They're about helping members financially prosper. Education is their thing. They were started by a group of 8 school teachers, so helping others is in their DNA. As a member, you see that come through in every interaction. It's all about the local community with these guys. They've got the new Smart Money checking account, which is an awesome way to make small balances earn big returns. You can earn up to 6% APY on your first $2,000 each month. That's up to $120 a year. Then your next chunk of cash will make you 3% APY, and so on. If you like earning money by doing the things you are already doing with your checking account, visit westeracu.com/smartmoney for more details. Membership eligibility required, insured by NCUA. Restrictions and conditions apply. Now I finally get to talk about that bird call I ordered the other night.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love bird call. It's a great... I think sometimes when you're trying to order in and you're not sure like what kind of genre of food you want, what type of food you want, sometimes people are overlooking just a nice hot chicken sandwich, man. It's a good lunch option. It's a great dinner option. And right now you can get some great deals at Bird Call thanks to DNVR. They just dropped something new. It's called the Bird in a Box. People are going crazy over it. Here's how it works. For just $9.95, you can build your own Bird in a Box with your choice of 2 crispy sliders or 1 slider and 2 tenders, plus tots or fries, pickles, and one of their signature sauces. Or if you like it spicy, of course, you can upgrade to those Nashville hot tenders. Bird Call was hashed in Denver, Colorado, and now has 8 restaurants across the Front Range with more opening soon. Get over to Bird Call and get your hands on a Bird in a Box right now. DNVR fans can score 20% off at Bird Call with promo code DNVR. Go to Bird Call right now. Do it. Do it. If you want chicken, do it.
I'm just scanning the all-city thumbnails for our basketball teams. The one in Phoenix says atrocious.
Okay.
The one for the Sixers says unacceptable.
Yeah, I saw that one earlier.
Who else have we got?
Bulls
say defense. All
right. Yeah, rough
It's a
night.
rough
Rough out there.
Ours says knocked out.
Ours says knocked
Damn it.
out. Man, it's a rough night for us.
All cities are losing.
All right, guys. Let's get back to real quick. I want to talk about, Zeke Naji. I'm an advocate for playing him minutes. I think you have to. And tonight was a perfect spot.
Yes.
It might be the last spot.
Yep.
It honestly might be the last spot. And I'll be honest with you guys, I think he's bad, but I don't think it's on him. He's clearly not the answer to this, and it's like he kind of makes a bad lineup worse, like hopelessly worse. I think it was important to give him some minutes, but 6 minutes tonight and a minus 15, unbelievable. Team clearly doesn't know how to play with him. He doesn't know how to play with anybody. And unfortunately, I think that it was like, you know what? Dario Saric got put on the shelf after 4 games. Zeke got 4, back on the shelf.
Dude, this was like, it seemed like it's a bit or something. Like, there's just like bad luck when he's out there. I promise you, before he even could make a play, they were like, it was already minus 8 before he even did anything.
He just stepped on the court.
As soon as he stepped on the court, they just went on an 8-0 run before he even got a shot, even got a touch. Like, really, it's bad when he's out there. And really, I feel like they tried to give him a chance, but it went so bad so quickly that there was just nothing that they can do.
But hold on a second. The one thing I want to push back on is Dario Saric was horrible in his first 4 games. What was different about his minutes tonight?
With the starters?
He was all right. Zeke Naji's the one guy that never gets to play the starter. He's always there. I mean, here's the thing. He's clearly not the answer. But at the same time, I look at it and I go, there's a deeper problem here that the Nuggets are just going to cycle through guys, man, and it seems to always look terrible no matter who you go to. It's not just bad. It's, oh, my God, we didn't survive 6 minutes.
This season truly is shaping up to be the perfect opportunity for Zeke to show us that he can't do it. Like, if he can't do it the Nuggets, again, in the backups want to play small. They want to play fast. This should absolutely favor a stretch 4, undersized 5, like Zeke Naji. And it's just, like, he just looks nervous out there all the time still. Like, he just still makes bizarre plays, doesn't grab rebounds.
Did he hit his head on the rim tonight? What was that?
I don't know.
Did you guys ever figure that out?
No, when he got blocked by the rim or something.
Dunked and he got blocked from the backside.
And then he was like grabbing his head.
I know. I got to see it again to be sure that's what happened. It was just like very confusing. He wasn't able to finish a 2-hand flush. Yeah, dude, it's not looking good for Zeke. I gotta say.
I think really that, like, you could say that Zeke's bad, but then if you really go into this game specifically, this was the opportunity really for him to be able to excel. Like, it was like a win-win situation. He was going against like 3rd string guys tonight. So it's like, hey, just blend in. Just try to fit. Things went bad with that unit. And really he didn't do anything to like make it stop. But really, when he gets out there, it's just like everything goes like bad at the exact same time. It's not like he's out there shooting bad shots. It's not like it's just he's not doing anything and the other team is going on runs. So like this is easy to say, yeah, we can't go for that right now.
Yeah. Nothing on Zeke.
I mean,
it's just over.
It's just,
you don't need to see him again.
It's 5 minutes. It's minus 15.
Vlatko Chanchar's back. Do you think this is now? I mean, he did play in the second half. He played 8 minutes, was a +1. So it was like, you did find something there. Do you think this is it Vlatko's turn?
I think Vlatko should get a look. I think if you're still in let's try anything mode, I think you should try Vlatko. I said stick with Zeke just the other day. I did.
All you wanted was a chance. He got it.
I mean,
Fumbled it.
It was so bad in 5 minutes. Just so bad. And so I'm just not going to hold my breath on it anymore. I'm down to give Vlatko a chance. I wish you could say, what if it was like maybe Vlatko next to Saric, right? But Saric is not going to look as good off the bench as he did tonight. I think maybe it's time to give Vlatko a try.
Absolutely.
I've got nothing to defend Zeke tonight. I've got nothing. I get going to him. I get trying it. But how much worse could it be than no rebounds, no points, minus 15 in 5 minutes?
Julian Strawther is the last guy to talk about here. 5 points, 3 rebounds, was 1 of 6. I thought he had good looks, man. I'm a little worried about Julian Strawther's ability to like make shots efficiently, because it looks more. The preseason looked great. Summer league he looked great, but there's something like the next level up. The actual minutes, his shots just are a little hurried. He seems a little sped up, and I do think that that's a young player thing.
Yeah.
That's will level that out. But at the same time, we are on now game 11, I guess, not that many. But it's like game 11, you're like, you know what? By game 20, I really hope he starts to look a little bit more at the speed he's supposed to be. Because I'm kind of unimpressed. 5 points in 20 minutes.
Man, I'm with you. I'm definitely. I'll just clump he and Hunter Tyson together of guys who are like, oh, bro, how are you guys shooters that can't shoot? Both of Julian Strawther, I fully believe in. I just believe strongly he will come around and he'll, ride the wave back up. Hunter Tyson, I'm starting to question pretty strongly as to whether or not he could be a shooter in this league at all. And just quickly back to Vlatko Čančar, I absolutely think they should be giving him an opportunity. That's
it's like his turn.
It is his turn. We have had no one rise up and snatch this playing time. I thought Zeke Naji was going to give everyone a run for it. Like, I think he's proven that he has to go the way of Saric. Saric was the first failure at this position. Zeke Naji was the second one. Now it's Dario Saric's time. Vlatko Čančar's time. But just, like a lot of that. For all of the good that has come this season of the developing of the young players, Julian seems to be behind the curve a little bit. So it's definitely something to watch. But I'm not out on him, but it is something to pay attention to and at least to mention.
Julian gets opportunities, so like he gets good minutes. He gets good looks at the rim. He has good spacing. He misses everything. Like, he's on, the second year of like going to like be shooting like 20-something% from 3. Like, he's on that track because he's just missing so many shots. And what it is about Julian is he doesn't lack in confidence. Like, you don't look at him getting down on himself. And I think that's why you could be optimistic with him until you look at the actual production. He really is not shooting the ball well. He might be a good scorer. I don't think he's like a good shooter right now, or I think it's just a little bit too sped up for him where he's not making those shots when it count. Like, he needs to take a deep breath. They need to put him in situations where he can calm down. It's just is like he's full speed at all times. He's pushing. I think that's a part of like the pace with the second unit is like they're trying to match that type of energy. He's like, he needs to slow down. Like, I really think that's what it is. But also, we need to see some shots fall. Because he gets great looks every single time, and they're not falling. And if it was anybody else, we'd be like, hey, come on, man.
All right, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm going to bring up, I was going to move it a different direction, but I'm going to bring up something you guys probably haven't thought about.
I think about everything.
Nuggets are 0-1 in the Cup.
I've thought about that.
The Cup group. But here's the thing. Pelicans aren't winning the group, so it's actually all right. You just got to beat the Warriors. You got to beat the Mavs. Our Warriors in Memphis, you can still make it to the final. It's just those teams.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, man.
Do you care at all, or you're like, I didn't even think about that?
I like the Cup.
You like the Cup?
I want the Nuggets to win the Cup, man.
We want the Cup.
We want the Cup.
And I'm not here for it doesn't matter as much as the final. Whatever, win both. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
win
would be
everything.
dope.
I just win everything. I don't care. Yeah, win everything. I'm down. They were coming off a win streak. They didn't have Jokic. They didn't have Malone tonight. So, like, there's not... This is a more be frustrated about the night than be worried about the big picture thing, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what I was getting at with the Jokic stuff. Like, dude, do all these guys look bad without Jokic? Yes. Does Murray not look good without Jokic on the floor? Yes. But they didn't draft Jokic and then get their pick of every player in the league. That's not what happened. They've drafted guys, they've signed guys. Who's good enough alongside them? who gives us a chance to win a title knowing we're not going to compete in free agency. And I just don't like the starter picture isn't different. They don't look good without Jokic with the bench. That's always true. Still a problem. I wish Murray was better without Jokic. Still a problem. But none of it is new, right? If Jokic is on this roster, this team has a chance. So be really upset with this loss. I am too. I just don't. It's just I didn't learn something new about the Nuggets tonight.
No,
I feel very firmly about that.
I think that's probably fair. I mean,
that's the only take.
Well, no, that's not true. I think the Jamal Murray takeaway is very real.
It's not.
I think he
wasn't good tonight. Jamal Murray cannot be the best player on this team. I'll say it. But it has to be Nikola
But again,
Jokic.
this is the worst team in the NBA. They just played the short-handed Pelicans. That's the point. It's not like, man, but it can't be as good as they usually are.
Well, so what does this mean? Do you not like the Nuggets' chances moving forward as now?
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's the point.
Murray wasn't good enough tonight. Zeke wasn't good enough tonight. It sucks that they lost this game. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it sucks.
But I'm not gonna. Oh my God! Look how they looked without Jokic. It's nothing new. They're not good enough without Jokic.
Yeah.
They're good enough with him.
By the way, Adelman fills in for Malone, plays Jamal 43 minutes. Kind of funny.
Yeah, dude. I'm just again, basketball gods would never allow a win on this night when Michael Malone is not in attendance.
Yeah. All right, let's take a final break. On the other side, a little ATA. Our first ATA of the year, I believe.
Holy
At
smokes.
least while I've been in the lounge.
Wait,
we'll also get your super chats.
We didn't send Wind to the arena to cover the
Nobody
cup.
actually knows where Wind is. True story.
He's probably just joyriding a Toyota somewhere, just out into the night. Speaking of which, I did watch the original Mad Max trilogy, by the way, D-Lan.
Yes!
We should talk about that
So
later.
good,
I just
right?
want to get into a Toyota, slowly bleeding out, just drive deep
We
into the
go in
wasteland,
there.
man.
We kill them.
Trucks have always been a part of Toyota's DNA. For generations, Toyota's built durable legends destined for greatness. Toyota offers 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive like the Epic 4Runner. They also offer more low and zero-emission vehicles combined than any other automaker. To give customers numerous choices to reduce their carbon footprint, there are 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, like the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Group Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets and the official vehicle of DNVR. And if you're hanging out in the pregame lounge, then you see us dropping some bets at Bet365 where it's never ordinary. Bet365 is now an official partner of the Denver Nuggets and the Colorado Avalanche, and they are giving new customers in Colorado 2 months of Altitude Plus on them when you sign up. Altitude Plus, the new way to watch the Nuggets. How do I get it? Is it too expensive? Doesn't matter. Get Bet365. They're trying to give it to you. Every day they power up odds on hundreds of bets to give you a chance to win even more. 10,000 boosts every single month. Of course, we want you to play responsibly, but we also want you to have some fun. And man, Bet365, they make it fun. Again, as an official partner of the Denver Nuggets and the Colorado Avalanche, new customers get $150 in bonus bets when you place a bet of $5 and get 2 months of Altitude Plus. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You have to be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
I like what Melody is dead says in the chat. This is literally a get-right game for the non-Jokic Nuggets. Did not get right, though, tonight. That's all I'm saying. You're saying there's no takeaways. And to me, I'm like, this was an opportunity to get right.
Yeah, and
they didn't. So it's a bummer.
But how are they wrong? What do they need to get right from? They just rattled off 6 wins in a row. Jamal scored 18 points the last game, 28 the game before that, 24. I mean, what do we
think he's been good?
This overall this season, I do think so.
Jamal?
Yes.
Good
I
enough
don't think Jamal's been good this year.
Are we not going to discuss Jamal?
We should discuss him right now. I thought we did at the start, the big takeaways, but let's go back into Jamal here a little bit. I'm surprised that you think that.
I do. I think that he's been the guy that they need in the role with the diminished role. That it's like not as Murray focused. We've been praising in the last 3 games for being like, hey, you'll get Michael Porter Jr. more involved. You get Jokic. Like everybody is eating more. He takes a step back. He's more efficient. He's hitting shots at the right time.
Not more efficient. 39% from the field, 32%
for the whole
from 3.
season, or for the last like on the winning streak.
For the last.
Well, I know everyone. Like sometimes I watch the comments and I'm like, I can't believe this has to be your first.
Are they going?
This has to be your first basketball season. Like this, the crazy thing. Like basketball seasons, like you see the worst thing you've ever seen,
dude,
and then you see the best thing.
Murray's been bad though, dude. Murray's 25 stats.
I don't agree with that.
Played 18 points per game, 40% from the floor, 33% from three. That's not very good.
I don't think he has had atrocious games, tonight included, but he's had games where he's been a lot of the reason that
He's
they've
had
won.
games where he's been all right.
What's that?
So, Deb, where do you chime in on this?
Well, Jamal made it very, very easy for the haters to come out today.
I know, that's just like we're in the haters' paradise.
Yeah, but he's been playing bad, and like the noise is going to only get louder if he continues
He
to have
wasn't
these
bad
type
the
of
last two games. Go back and watch our
He was bad
post-games.
this game, though.
Yes,
And
he was.
That's why you could be down on this type of team. Like when you look at
The
really
Jokic-less
whenever you
Nuggets?
don't have Jokic, and that's what everybody's been saying for so long. Like this was his chance to be able to shut them up and say, hey, no, I'm here. I don't need him. So like you hear these things about Merchant, and you hear these things about like how much he needs Jokic.
Of
and then you
course,
look
yeah.
at a night like tonight, he truly did need Jokic.
Of course.
Like you could say like, hey, that's a take that I've been saying, and tonight he proved them right. So like he's been doing that a lot more lately than he has been doing that. It's proven the haters right. Like if you're gonna say he's bad and he puts up bad performance after bad performance, then you're like, okay, I get that. So I think that Jamal has been bad right now, and that was a game that you could say, yep, that's exactly who we thought he was.
Yeah, it's just
And
to
if
me,
he
it's
was
just
bad
like,
tonight because Jokic wasn't out there, but he looked great while Jokic has been out there, then it's the sort of overarching point we've been making. It sucks, but you know that this is the deal. I just think, unfortunately, like I think it's totally fair to say Murray wasn't good enough tonight. I
he
also
was
think it's fair to
terrible
say
tonight.
that he hasn't been good enough with Jokic, and so I just think he's the one guy where it's okay for the expectations to be a little higher. I think the Nuggets as a whole have done great. I think they've had a great stretch. I think losing this game mars how well they've played. This is very far from disaster as everyone thought it was. I also think it's fair to say they got to get more from Jamal. They do. They
sure.
do.
Yeah.
But it's like this is the tunnel vision that people get in. Like it's so this game was so bad it paints every other memory, and it's like people are like, Eric, this is a terrible take. Like I'll talk to you in 3 games, and then we'll be like, God damn, that 2-man game was fucking popping. Jamal Murray cannot lead. He can't be the best player on your team. Like he cannot be. There's no chance. Like he's like DeMar DeRozan or something at this point in his career. Obviously, DeMar DeRozan you'd rather have because he hits at a higher clip. He's so bad tonight, Jamal Murray. But like I can't like hear that that we have to like figure out a solution. The Nuggets are in free fall. What are we doing? Jamal makes more
but that's
money.
a different take from just like.
But this is the tone
You're-
and tenor of
Yeah,
the
but
criticism.
I don't
It's
see
like
the
we have
chat
to
when I'm
figure this
doing
out.
I'm
Like,
just having the conversation, and I would just say. My hope for Jamal by game 20 is that he is significantly better than what he is now.
Yeah.
To a level where I would think it's almost unreasonable to expect him to get there in 9 games. To be like, he's so far away from what I expect. But again, I do think there's something too. You got to give him about 20 games. Tonight just wasn't a step in the right direction.
No,
and I
it's
think
terrible.
I think he's well behind what I would have projected him to be at if I were to say he had a great year or a good year. Go ahead, Deb.
I mean, my last point on Jamal is I truly don't think that the Nuggets were horrible tonight. I think he was so bad that
I agree.
It made it look like they were so horrible.
Yeah.
Like I think that Christian Brown had a pretty good, decent game.
Mm-hmm.
I think Michael Porter Jr. had a good game. I think Peyton Watson had a great game.
You're right.
But since Saric had a coming out, party of some sorts. He was so bad, and he had 16 points in a night that he was supposed to take over. Who guarded him? Like that was his night to be the Jamal Murray of old. And then he puts up 16 points. And it was a forced 16. It took him into the 4th quarter to even get there, where he tried to salvage a bad night. Where it's like, okay, it really did. He made it easy to say, you are who we think you are. And until he shows that, people are going to be down on him. And that's okay, because
Sure.
he's earned that. And it's not even only because of the contract. You're the 2nd best player on a team that is considered a contender. If you're out there and you're playing and you have the opportunity to prove yourself, or we're going to continue to say you need Nikola Jokic.
For
and
sure.
he did.
And he does. He absolutely does.
Yeah. All right, let's go to a little ATA, shall we, Kale?
Finally, let's have some fun, dude.
ATA. Let's have some fun talking about other teams.
Let's talk
tonight.
about a team that won tonight, the New York Knicks.
Oh, Deb, take it away.
All right, first up, we have The Detroit Pistons.
Hell yeah, dude. What a team,
let's
dude.
start with the
Toronto
Pistons.
Raptors.
Oh, let's go deep into this one.
Pistons are
Listen,
kind of good, man.
We got a guy over here that used to be with the Nuggets that's playing pretty well right now. Malik Beasley.
Yeah.
Really?
That's a name we haven't heard in a while, right? I mean,
We heard him when they knocked us out of the
he had
playoff.
20 points. He had 4 3-pointers in the game. We would love to see something like that.
We would love it.
Just love it. The Pistons, like, they've been winning games. I'm a bit shocked about this. Cade Cunningham, 15 points, 10 assists. He's starting to pass the ball a little bit more.
Okay.
Not much on this game.
Yeah, who cares?
Jakob Poeltl had 25 points, 19 rebounds in this game.
He's kind of good, man. Pirtle's like bad good, you know?
I mean, he's
One of
doing
the
it.
better bad centers in the NBA.
Yeah. Speaking of like a bad center in the NBA right now, next up is the Orlando Magic versus the Sixers.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid is back for his second game. They have lost 2 straight games with him here.
What?
He played 32 minutes, so he's getting a lot more, time. He's not on that restriction. He didn't
I
play
bet
the
he
other
was
day.
dead tired all 33 minutes of the...
5 for 15 from the field. He had 20 points, 8 rebounds. They tried to go through him. Not the man on this team. Jarrett McCain is the man
Dude,
right now.
the thick-trunked McCain.
Oh, man.
He had 29 points.
It was so funny. He'd be like, he's a big guy. He's thick. He's got a thick trunk.
Dude, his legs are
What?
wild. They're like Saquon Barkley's.
Yeah, he's a thick trunk guy.
5 of 10 from 3. This
On
guy's
the
been
other
on
side,
fire.
Franz Wagner had 31 points, 11 rebounds,
What?
6 assists.
Wait a second. Are the Magic winning right now without Paolo?
Multiple
this is
games,
strange, man.
multiple games in a row.
Man, this is strange. Wait, what?
That
Does
is
the offense run specifically through Paolo Banchero on
Well,
every
see,
possession?
nobody else had 20 points. He led the team in points, rebounds, assists, steals. Plus 18?
Wait, who did?
Franz Wagner. This is really
The
incredible.
incredible
I see,
Franz Wagner, dude.
Man,
I see.
this is
I'm
weird.
like, which of Adam's weird agendas are we? I can't keep
I'll tell you
up.
my other agenda. How'd my guy Anthony Black do? I like Anthony Black. Did he play tonight? He didn't. Oh, he did play. 20 minutes, 4 points. All right.
Next up, we have the
He's more
Miami
of an
Heat.
early. He's a penny stock.
Next up, we have the Miami Heat, who beat the Indiana Pacers. I think this
Dude,
is
the
a national
Pacers suck.
televised
You want to
game.
talk about a team
The
that
Pacers
sucks?
suck. Bam Adebayo had
They're
30
broken.
points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals.
Wow.
He had himself a game. A lot of people are scoring right now. They're playing well right now without Jimmy Butler. He had 20 points. He hasn't played since the Denver game, huh?
He didn't barely play that night too.
Yeah, I think that's when he went down with
It
the
is,
injury.
yeah, he,
just
went
has
out
not
after the
returned.
first.
Obi Toppin leads the Pacers, 21 points.
That's not good.
Tyrese Halliburton.
That's not good when you hear Obi Toppin led the Pacers tonight.
Halliburton had one of those things that he was on
Hunter
top
Tyson
of the
led the
world.
Nuggets tonight,
Now
right?
nobody's talking about Halliburton. He's not ever since the injury. He has not been the same.
Dude, it was before, the talk about Tyrese Halliburton before and immediately after the play-in tournament last year was
That's
insane.
why everybody wants to go hard for the tournament. They're like, all I gotta do is play good there.
People were like, "Oh, Halliburton, man! Is there a single player you wouldn't trade for Tyrese
He's a
Halliburton?"
top 3-point guard in the league right now.
Meanwhile, it's the worst shot form I've ever seen in my life.
That one was crazy. Next up, we have the New York Knicks. They barely beat 124-122 against the Brooklyn Nets.
I can't wait till you get to your guy here.
Brooklyn Nets.
Hold on.
There's a guy
Zoom
in
in, Kel.
Brooklyn.
Really close.
There's a guy in Brooklyn, man. This guy's a bucket. When
Yeah?
I shoot into the trash can, I scream, Cam Thomas. He had 43 points in this game.
Carried him to
16
victory?
and 22, so he was really efficient.
That's actually efficient.
7 3-pointers in the game.
The guy is a bucket, man.
He's a bucket, and he's been one for a long time. He plays no games. The name of the game is buckets, and he gets buckets.
Yeah.
He may never be on a contender because he loves to shoot the ball. He
He
is a
loves
bucko.
buckets. He loves buckets.
On the other side, Jalen Brunson finally arrived. 37 points. He has
Ayo.
not been playing that well lately. 37 points. OG Anunoby had 25 points. They had 22 points for Mikal Bridges. They're starting to finally get something going, and people were talking about the demise of the Knicks. So maybe it just takes playing Brooklyn where you could try to get yourself going.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. They put up 144 points
Man, that's all we
in
gotta know.
regulation.
Dude, that
14-0.
was a 5-point game with a minute or 3 minutes left, and then
Yeah.
it's exploded
They
down
score.
144 in regulation, 126. Kobe White had 29 points to lead the scores. On the other side, Donovan Mitchell, 37 points. Jared Allen, 24 points. Darius Garland, 29 points. Off the bench, Karis LeVert, 22 points. They are scoring the basketball.
Yeah.
Undefeated on the season. That's wild. Atlanta Hawks get a win over the Wizards.
Hold on.
We don't care about that game, do
Dyson
we?
Daniels, 6 steals. I just want to point it out. That guy gets steals like unbelievable, man. 6 steals is unheard of. He does it every game.
Is there an idea of him sucking up the basketball?
He's the
Dyson?
great barrier thief.
Oh, yeah. The plunder from down under.
There's nothing like the playing off the Dyson name?
Like a vacuum, he should. Yeah, he does.
Like Dyson sucks.
Yeah.
Something like
the
that.
Thunder get a win, 99-83. I don't think they've lost since they've went.
They have
no center.
I hate that. I mean,
No center. They've been winning games. This was a
Change up their
defensive
style on
game
a
for
fucking
sure.
line.
The leading scorer for the Suns, Josh Okogie.
bro, the Suns.
Hey, Devin Booker was a
-4.
minus 29. No one was close.
Wow.
Minus 29.
Jamal Murray conversations about Devin Booker right
Hey,
now.
listen, he was a minus 29 in a game that they only scored 83.
That's wild.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
actually wild.
That is wild. SGA had 28 points, but they really keep finding a way to just go without a center. Houston Rockets win 125-104 against Harden. He's made a
Clippers
return
suck.
to the old team. They are bad. They are very, very bad.
To
And
no
then
one's surprise.
And then to finish it off, the Lakers get a win over.
Hell yeah, they
the
do.
San
My
Antonio
Lakers. They
Spurs.
were in my parlay.
40 points for Anthony Davis.
Damn.
LeBron James goes for his 4th straight, I think, triple-double.
Damn.
15, 16 rebounds, 12 assists.
7 turnovers.
How many three-pointer
seven
shots did Wemby take?
Wemby on the other side took 13 three-pointers.
Hell yeah, he did.
Why is Michael Porter Jr. not taking?
I don't know.
He's a
4
better
of
shooter
13.
than
I
that.
don't know. It's the most confusing thing in the world.
I hate that. I hate that for him. 28 points, 14 rebounds, 2 blocks for Wemby.
All right, we got some super chats, Gale.
All right, let's hit these. Jay, tough game, but I got to meet the Kale tonight and Adam too. Shout out to Kale who puts our words on the screen.
Hell
I
yeah,
was-
shout him out.
We were here. Where were we at? We were here.
Did you meet Jay?
Hey, Kale, we met him, man. Me and you, brother.
All right, Kale, just put those words on the screen, all right? TJ Seahawk, Friday nights plus backup center on Nugs, both cursed. Why? Is our Friday nights cursed? I haven't taken
I haven't
note
noticed
of
that, man. That's a really specific. I didn't.
I feel
notice
like
that.
we haven't had fun in a long time, so that seems to
does,
track.
That does track.
Macacrew, Adam, can you please take Calvin Booth's job?
Well, Jalen Pickett to the starting
I was just
lineup,
gonna
boys.
say-
Let's go.
Everybody, Paul Reed and Jalen Pickett. Let's go.
Just the
Paul
same
Reed's good.
mistakes.
Just
yeah.
double down on the same one.
Dyson Daniels, though, also. And
Jason
Ben Shepherd, a little hidden.
Jason
hidden gem.
Preston at the 2.
Oh man, I do love me a Jason Preston.
Noah Linden, is Jamal washed? I think it's the big question right now, man.
It is. I mean, until he has a really breakout stretch, we're going to be holding our breath.
And I think if the answer is no, you can feel great about the Nuggets. But if the answer is yes,
It really comes down to that.
it's the same thing, guys.
Every year, we have
every
one
year, every
question
year.
to ask, and it doesn't get answered until April.
Fire
Yeah.
up the bacometer.
It's so
Straight.
over.
It sucks that once more we're shown that Zeke and Tyson, and to an extent Pickett, are not NBA players. Yet nothing will be done to fix this.
Well, I mean, all right.
You're right that they were errors. They're kind of hard to
Yeah,
fix
but like
once you get
you're
them wrong.
glossing over Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, the guys that do.
I mean,
it.
it is true the back of the roster is bad. But,
Yeah, but like you can't expect that your back, like your GM is going to hit 100% of the draft picks. Like Calvin Booth is hitting at a very high clip right now.
Who's Pat Spencer play for? You guys know?
Pat Spencer.
Yeah, Golden State Warriors. Nobody knows the other teams as end-of-bench guys is my point. Like,
I do think they probably would trade Zeke if they could.
I think they would as well.
Tamir Tahir, Jamal hands on his knees and walking the ball up the 4th, coming off 4 days off. In the playoffs, you definitely need a second star, and he's so far away, man.
So far away, but so are the playoffs.
But I do agree with that. I do agree with that.
But so is Jamal.
Super chat, a guy, a dog, and a GoPro. Iron Mike Tyson getting a KD is my last hope of going to bed
Getting a
happy.
KO.
Let's go. Oh, did I say KD?
Yeah.
Getting a KO.
Getting a surly teammate.
Let's go,
You
Mike.
might want to see your eye doctor, though, I think. Like,
Mike Tyson getting a KD? What would that mean?
Macahuru. I bet Coach Malone's daughter's volleyball game was way more competitive than this game.
Malone checked the scores like, great call, coach.
Yeah, I
Great
hope so,
job.
man. I hope so. Josh Stecklein. Yeah, the team are Jokic merchants. I can wave away a game like this if at least they were good with Jokic. Exactly one of them has not been, and he just signed a max contract.
Man, see, this is like...
I think it's fair. I just think it's fair, man. You got to
If
be
they
tough
won
on a
tonight,
guy.
we would just be like, fuck, the train keeps on rolling. The Nuggets
But I do think people are less down on the Nuggets and more down on Jamal.
Yeah.
And I think that I get that part.
Look, man,
I
heavy
get
is the head,
it
heavy
too.
is the head that
I
wears
get
the
it too. I
second
get it too.
biggest crown.
This is also the first game I've ever seen tonight.
Yeah.
Listen, man, then when he comes out and plays well, you're standing on better
I will.
ground than us
I
for
will.
sure. No, that's true.
I will.
And Josh Stecklein, full doomer real quick. We know the jokes, but if Jokic retires early, it's because he has to carry more than anyone in the NBA history. They failed him.
I don't think that is true, but I get the sentiment, guys.
I
also don't think Jokic's retiring earlier.
I also don't think Jokic hates this part of it as much as you do.
Also, joke's on you. Yoke didn't watch this game.
But I just mean
Has no idea. He'll find out tomorrow morning.
Going
or
out-
Sunday when he rejoins the team.
I just
Like,
think
do we
going
win?
out with a group that's not all-stars and playing through it is not his least favorite thing in the world, you know? All right,
Okay, why do we got to
he
go?
wants us to move on.
We have,
By the way, the conversation will continue on the DNVR.com. Macaroon trade Zeke
I've
Naji
got
for
8
Jake
minutes of
Paul
the
at
game.
this point. Dusty old Cowtown. Both teams shot 37. What does that say, guys?
87.
87.
37-87.
Rebound. We didn't talk about rebounding. He's right. The Nuggets got out rebounded really big tonight. That's one of the things you take for
Yup.
granted with Yoke.
Yeah.
He rebounds, man.
It's
He
so
rebounds.
true.
Tonight
You could
they
take-
couldn't grab
I
one
know.
without him.
So true.
It's like the world is so dark without him. It's
That's
you're just
so
like
true.
this team looks like a bunch of kids running around.
It is one of those things where it's like your wife goes out of town for the weekend and you realize the things she does that you didn't even know. You're like, oh, she always does that. You didn't even know
Dusty
that.
old cow. What else we got? Tamir Tahir. Hunter is the first white shooter that can't shoot.
Hunter not being a shooter is a tough. It's
He's
tough for
not
a guy
Sam
named
Hauser.
Hunter.
I
I'll
have
tell
a
you.
joke that I'm not going to tell.
Ben Max Steel fan. With the bench being this bad for this long, is it the coaching? I just don't get it. Hartenstein, Huff, thrive on exit?
Again, it's a question we'll never know the answer to, but it is weird.
It is
I
a
am
good
noticing
question.
with you. I'm
It is
noticing.
a good question. Maddox, such a classic November overreaction game. Love it.
Hell yeah, baby.
It is.
That's
I
what we
love it.
need. You guys want to go watch Mike Tyson?
Yeah,
I
you
really
know what
do.
I'm going to do?
I really
I'm
do.
going to drink Z-Biotics, which I have upstairs, and get drunk off
right.
Miller Lite.
We waited all week for this. I guess we can wait a couple more days. Maybe Yoke returns to us on Sunday. Maybe not.
Well, he's not out for any other reason. I mean, well, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. But everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. You're real ones. If you were here in the chat tonight,
Oh, you
you're a real one.
sickos.
If you
We
were not
love
here in the
you.
chat tonight, you're not a real one.
Yeah, dude.
Everybody hit that like button.
You're
on the
a
way out.
die easy.
We all silly like the mayor.